Good morning to those who listen. It's May 3rd, 2023. It's 9:32 a.m. And I'm just, I guess, seeking some advice and some more prayers. Um, uh, I haven't been, I haven't told you guys too much about the lawsuit, the small claims case, but I loaned my ex-wife uh, $2,000 because her boyfriend, his car broke down, and she was begging me for weeks because I didn't want to do it at first because I know what happens when you loan people money. They turn against you and then they don't want to pay you back. But she promised, that he would pay it back, and then if he didn't pay it back, she would pay it back. And she promised she'd make payments, and the whole thing was she was supposed to make payments, but we're going on, well, it's already been 14 months. April, no, 13 months, over 13 months now, not even one payment. And I kept warning her for 4 months, you need to make a payment because I need the money for my bills. I'm not going to be able to pay child support, which I paid child support all the way through until February. And then starting in February, I had to stop making the payments so I could pay my own bills. And then I found out some more about that too, but that's a separate issue. But my, she's turned my kids against me now. My kids won't even talk to me anymore, and she's not allowing me to see the kids anymore now. Before, she wouldn't allow me to see the kids because of who I had in here as roommates. She was worried that the roommate was going to harm my kids, but that would never happen. But then I told her after, if I loaned her that money, that's going to put a rift between us and the kids, and it did. And then for a while, I didn't want to go over there because, of everything that was going on. And I know my daughter, she's always wanting money all the time, and I don't have money to give anymore. And I just didn't, it just felt wrong, And then, the way she talks to my kids, how bad of a parent I am and everything. My ex is, I guess I'm going to say it, vengeful in some things. And late last year, my daughter was texting me saying that, that she was drinking and being violent and yelling and screaming, and she was scared and she wanted to get out of there. And I was debating whether I should call the police, but then I called Child Protective Services just, to find, I wasn't trying to get her in trouble or anything. I just wanted to make sure that she was okay. And then, afterwards, then, she um, conned her into, saying that everything was okay when it wasn't. But then the Child Protective Services went against me, which is weird, and started claiming that I said all this stuff that I never said. They said that I said that she wasn't feeding them, which is, I never said that, and that my son had to sleep on the porch. I'm like, they don't even have a porch, so I don't know where this lady came up with that stuff. But she made it out like I was making a false report, and I wasn't. I was just trying to get, to the bottom of what was going on over there because my other son said he had a video of her drunk rolling around the floor saying that she was going to commit suicide. And my daughter said that, several times that she was doing that. And, that alone is bad enough. You don't want somebody saying that they're going to be committing suicide in front of the kids. That's not right. It's just not right. But anyway, ever since this happened, I told her that this was going to put a rift between us, and oh no, everything was going to be fine. And then, she just kept bad talking me to my kids, and my kids now will not even talk to me at all. And, you know, uh, my daughter, my daughter talked to me all the time, and now she don't talk to me at all. And my other son, he wouldn't talk to me a lot, but he would talk to me, here and there, but now he won't even talk to me at all either. And it's not right. And, I don't know. I just want to get some advice and some prayers from you guys. What do I do? I know I have to take her to court again to get visitation rights. I don't know. This is just a crazy situation. I've helped. That's the whole thing. She keeps saying that I never help her out, and I'm like, what do you mean I never help you out? I just loaned you $2,000. And then, over the last 3 years, I've given her and the kids over $8,000. And she, and then it's not just that either. I've helped out with rides. My son's going to work and going to school. I've been doing that for years. And, I'm all the way across town, so I'm driving, and I don't ever ask for gas or anything. I don't know. It's a bad situation. And, my one son, he moved out because he couldn't take it anymore. And he's the one that has the video evidence of this stuff too. But I don't know. I don't know. I guess I know I have to still pay child support. That's fine. I am. Now that I'm got the job, and they're taking out of my checks now. So I found out too that, all my kids are old enough, over 18, so I don't have to pay child support on anybody now except for my daughter. So, I've been paying we're going on 10 years now. It was 2000, yeah, it was August, so almost 10 years, and I've never missed a payment. I've, except for, a few times here and there, but then I always got caught up. Whenever I got behind, and I couldn't pay, I would get caught up later. And then most of the time for the last, I don't know how many years, I've never missed a payment until just now, just recently. But I don't know what to do about this. She can be all hateful to me and everything, but when she involves the kids in it, that's just not right. And the reason I moved back here was to be close to my kids so I could see them. And I know my older kids, they don't like coming over, and spend the night and stuff, as much as they used to. When I was at the old house in 2021, they used to come over, but they didn't like to because, they wanted to do their own thing. It was boring for them. But my daughter would always come over. And now, it's been a while now since she's come over. And I don't know, it's just a sad situation. Nobody should ever keep a parent from their kids, no matter what the circumstances are. Well, I guess, if there's there are some situations, but, if they're violent or something, and threaten the kids and stuff like that. But obviously I'm not like that. I've always been a loving parent. I don't know, but, I'm probably just gonna, I guess, have to take her to court so I can get visitation rights. But, she was being very rude and vulgar and, swearing at me. I actually did swear back at her, got mad. I'll admit that, but it's not right. And, now she's telling me that the kids don't want to have anything to do with me, and it has nothing to do with her. She just says that they know how I am and how I'm being so mean to them. And I'm like, how am I ever being mean to to anybody, even her? I just, warned her for 4 months. I gave her 4 months warning. I said, I'm running out of money. I can't afford to, to not have this money being paid back because I have to pay my bills. And she just ignored me and just kept swearing "F you." And, she got mad because, I took her to court, but, she wouldn't listen to me. And now she has to pay this payment now herself. It was supposed to be the boyfriend because he was the one who needed the money, but she was the one who promised. And when I had to put in my evidence for the judge, I had to show him all the text that she said that they were going to pay it, but she, in there she said if he doesn't pay it, that she would. I wanted him to make the payments, not her. But the court ruled that she only has to make those payments. So, she has to get the money from him now. But now I'm hearing something. My friend said he found her on Facebook dating. So if that's true, then maybe they broke up. So now if that happened, he got off scot-free and doesn't have to pay nothing. And she's stuck with that. And she has to pay back the $2,000 plus the court costs and a 7.22% interest rate. So I told her, I said, pay this off, as soon as possible so you don't have to keep paying extra money. I don't know. She just doesn't listen to me. I don't know what happened to her. She used to never, ever drink. And she used to hate people that drank because she always thought they would turn violent. And now she's doing the same thing. So I don't know what's going on, how much she's still drinking or not, but I've talked to her when she was drunk, and I knew it. She was drunk, and she keeps claiming she's not drunk, but then the kids keep, telling me, all the stuff she's doing, and the kids don't need to hear, somebody wanting to commit suicide. That's just not right. And she said she was going to drive their car into the river, and that scared my daughter to death. And, I should have called the police that night, but I didn't. I didn't want her to get in trouble. I didn't want her to go to jail or anything. And then I just thought I would call the Child Protective Services just to do an investigation. I even told the lady, I'm not trying to, get her in trouble or anything. I just want to make sure that everything's okay because I'm hearing all these horror stories, and my daughter is scared to death and doesn't want to be there. She wants to get out of there because she's afraid that people are going to get hurt. What a bad situation that is. God is taking care of me financially, at least, for the foreseeable future. But now I have to ask for more prayers for this situation because I love my kids and I don't want to be forced not to see them or even talk to them because now they won't even talk to me. And like my son, he used to talk to me, and now I text him. I said, what's going on? How come you're not talking to me? Are you mad at me? What's going on? And he even told me a situation, and I don't want to go into it too much, but he told me that when I was in Colorado that he was being abused, and but now he's not totally against me. He was like opening up to what was going on. He was upset that I was in Colorado when this abuse was going on, and we're talking physical abuse. And it wasn't her; it was whoever she was having over there, staying with her. I don't know. I don't want to go into it because it's not it's nobody's else's business. But it's just something that I would like to get some prayers on. I don't want my kids against me. I don't want my kids not talking to me. I don't want my kids not loving me. I love them, with all my heart. And now, this rift between this, I knew I should have never loaned that money. That I knew every time you loan money to somebody and then Something happened. See, that was the whole thing. Oh, we promise we'll make payments every month. We'll make payments. And then something kept coming up. Oh, the refrigerator broke down. The washer broke down. This happened. And she could never make payments. And then in November, she says, I'm going to pay you $500. But out of that $500, I want you to get the kids some gifts. And then that fell through, and she didn't pay me nothing. So then I started getting into this bad financial situation, as you guys know. And then, I was literally at the point where I couldn't pay my bills unless I didn't pay child support. But now I found out that since my son turned 18, I was paying child support on him and I wasn't supposed to be. So they fixed it. So now I don't owe as much money now. I was at the point where I owed $500, but now I'm back down to $185, and then all be paid off in the next couple of months with my job. And now it's all that. I don't know. I've heard that if you're paying child support, the spouse has to, or the ex has to, allow visitation rights. I don't know how the laws go, so that's why I'm asking. I'm going to look into it more. I've called the child support lady already and asked her, what I should do about this. I know I still have to pay child support, which is no problem. It's going to happen. But, it's not fair that I'm being punished, because I loaned her money. That's not right. And, she kept saying, well, we'll make payments, we promise. You don't have to take us to court. Well, I kept warning. And then, the last couple of months, I kept warning her all the time. And then the last few weeks, I kept saying, and then she kept saying, you need to make payments. I have to have this money. So, and then I was forced to do the small claims case against her. And then she couldn't believe that I did it, but I was forced to. I need to live. I need to be able to pay my bills. I don't know, but any advice? If anybody's been through this, situation, advice would be greatly appreciated, and prayers definitely appreciated too. She totally turned my kids against me. And it's not right. It's not right at all. And I guess I'm going to have to take her to court to get visitation rights, which, she always promised, that we would always be civil, even, when in any situation, because, for the kids. And then, and then talking bad about each, the parent. We always, we went to divorce classes, and we both made promises that we would never let anything come between us and the kids, and we would never badmouth, each other to the kids. But she's doing that. She's got the kids totally against me now. And I found out, that that's been happening because my daughter, she used to tell me. She used to tell me all the time if, she was saying something bad about me. And then, she would say, I can't believe you're doing this. And I'm like, I didn't do, doing this stuff. My ex is telling my kids, all this bad stuff and turned them against me. And that's the part that that really bothers me, because I don't want my kids hating me, especially for reasons that are not, that I didn't do. I don't know what she's telling them. But she's telling them that, that I'm a bad father, and it's probably, with this money thing. But, what do you expect, if somebody loans you money, especially that amount of money? I didn't want to loan her the money because I knew it was going to cause problems. And she didn't listen. She begged and said that she was going to lose her place. Her and the kids were going to be homeless and no food. She made me feel guilty, so I finally did it under the, her promising that, that they would pay it back monthly, payments. I wasn't expecting it all at once. Even just $50 a month. That's $50 to or $100 a month. That's taking 2.5, 3.5 years to pay back. Anyway, I love you guys. God bless. Sorry that I have to make a video about this, but I really would like some advice on what I should do. And, obviously, some prayers again. But I don't know what I should do besides, take her to courts and, for visitation rights. But is there anything else I can do? And has anybody else been in this situation? Thanks for watching. I love you guys. God bless.